parting wisdom, I mean, I'm always looking for those, I wish I had known that, some, to try, I'll make my own mistakes, right? It's just human nature, but any obvious things where it's like you had a really great idea, you thought you had a great idea and maybe it didn't work and stuff like that, or just a mistake you personally had made that you wish you could pass on to someone else. I think in my career, just like, hey, I wish I had known this before I'd taken the job or whatever. So it doesn't even to be negative, it's like maybe something positive I haven't thought of, like you're going to get this and you didn't know about it.
For sure. Yeah, I think I want to end it off kind of how we started. You know what I mean? I think everything kind of works full circle. And kind of what I said early on as far as, being a coach, being a player development guy, you have to really care about the individual. And like I said, I first came into this business as a coach wanting it to be a certain way, having my vision and really kind of forcing those kids to be what I wanted them to be before they were ready for it. And so I think, it's all about humility. It's all about coming to the table, being humble, and figuring out what each individual needs to be able to accomplish the mission at hand, right? And so, as you're building a relationship with your players, it's going to reveal itself. You're going to be able to see, okay, what does John need? What does Jim need? What does this guy need? You know what I mean? And then from there, you figure out how to mesh those things with your principles to make the program. Right, and from there you get the results, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So I think that's the best way to go about it, and trying to figure out how to blend the coaching with the training, and putting those egos aside, like I said, for the betterment. That's big, man, because in this industry, it's so much about my brand, my school, my this, my that. But while we're screaming my. What about the kid that you actually need to fulfill, those duties to perform so that you can ultimately get what you want, right? You're missing that because you're so focused on what you're doing and not focused on giving, to that individual. So I think it needs to be more of that, man. It just needs to be more individualized, more empowerment for that individual person so that they can be the best versions of themselves, which spills over and is a blessing for everybody who's involved.
Yeah, man. It really is a blessing. I have an entry-level role, but I relish every second I'm on that court. I love it, and it's been really, really
I mean, and I'm going to tell you this, man, like, there's entry-level, executive level, there's no difference. Because no matter what, you're still in the room. And that's what it's all about. You're in the room, you're around the athletes, you're building a rapport, you're building a relationship, and that's where the change happens. It happens every day, regardless of what seat you sit in. So I never take any job lightly. When I first got started, I was just like you, man. I was emailing everybody, calling everybody, never turned down a meeting. You can ask Coach Rod. I mean, we was driving all over Arlington, training kids for free, just doing whatever we had to do to just, give what we had to offer. You know what I'm saying? And then you let that experience, you give, and then you also gain because you learn. You learn so much about the field. You learn so much about yourself and what you need to give more to help those players, right? And then from there, things just take off, man. So I really believe that you're in the right spot. So continue to be consistent, committed to the process. It's not overnight. It definitely takes time, but we've been at it for 12 years, 15 years of just grinding. We didn't get here overnight. A lot of people, man, Kingdom, man, y'all came out of nowhere. No, you just heard about us, this year, but we've been doing this, for a very, very long time.
Right.
And we've been consistent regardless of who's in front of us, whether it was a no-star or a 5-star, they're getting the same quality of development. And that says a lot about you, and it shows that you really you're doing it for the right reasons. You're not doing it for a name, you're not doing it for the clout, you're doing it because you truly are passionate, you're truly called, to serve. And I mean, with that, if you're doing it like that, and you're doing it for that reason, how can you fail? How can you lose if you have the right heart in the approach of what you're trying to accomplish? I don't believe that you can lose when you approach everything with that mindset.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.